1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister says Pakistan's connectivity with Uzbekistan in trade and bilateral spheres will open up new avenues of prosperity in the region. The President has lauded the efforts of the Inter-Services Intelligence for National Security. A two-day peace conference on Afghanistan is being held in Islamabad on Saturday. The Taliban have offered a 3-month ceasefire in Afghanistan in return for the release of 7,000 captured fighters. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference has condemned the unabated hike in killings at the hands of the occupation forces. The first T20 international between Pakistan and England will be played at Nottingham tomorrow. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says Pakistan's connectivity with Uzbekistan in trade and bilateral spheres will open up new avenues of prosperity in the region. Addressing the Pakistan-Uzbekistan Business Forum in Tashkent today, he said Pakistan has immense potential to connect Central Asia with the rest of the world and become a hub of trade. The Prime Minister assured the businessmen and traders of Uzbekistan that Pakistan will extend them every possible facilitation in the promotion of trade. He said the railway project amongst Pakistan, Uzbekistan and Afghanistan would prove to be a revolution of development. Imran Khan stressed that to exploit the region's potential, peace and security in the neighborhood is essential. On the situation in Afghanistan, the Prime Minister said peace in the war-torn country is important to ensure materialization of development projects in Central Asia. He said Pakistan is keen for peace in Afghanistan and considers it vital for trade connectivity among the regional countries. Imran Khan expressed the hope that with the support and will of the regional states, the situation in Afghanistan would lead to improvement. A formal welcome ceremony in the honor of Prime Minister Imran Khan was held in Kuxaroy Presidential Palace in Tashkent today. National anthems of the two countries were played on the occasion. A smartly turned out contingent of the Uzbek forces presented guard of honor to the Prime Minister. The Uzbek President Shavkat Mirziyoyev and the Prime Minister introduced their cabinet members to each other. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Imran Khan laid a wreath at the Independence and Humanism Monument of Uzbekistan today as a gesture of respect to the history and culture of the Uzbek people. The Prime Minister of Uzbekistan, Abdullah Aripov, accompanied Imran Khan at the monument marking the independence of Uzbekistan. The advisor on commerce, Razak Daud, has said Pakistan and Uzbekistan will sign a preferential trade agreement to bolster the trade and economic relations. Addressing a business forum in Tashkent today, he said a new era of cooperation between Pakistan and Uzbekistan will start through preferential trade agreement, banking system and improvement in customs. Meanwhile, talking to the media in Tashkent, the Secretary Board of Investment, Farina Mazhar, said negotiations relating to PTA will be completed in 2 months. She said there is already consensus between the two sides on important matters. The President, Dr. Arif Alvi, visited the Inter-Services Intelligence Headquarters in Islamabad today. He was briefed on the dynamics of national security and the situation in Afghanistan. In view of the President's keen interest in cyber security, he was also briefed on the subject. The President lauded the efforts of the Inter-Services Intelligence for its national security and expressed his satisfaction over its professional preparedness. The Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry says a two-day peace conference on Afghanistan is being held in Islamabad on Saturday. Responding to a host of questions during the weekly news briefing in Islamabad this afternoon, he said the delegations from Afghanistan will start arriving in Pakistan on Friday. The spokesperson said peace in Afghanistan is in Pakistan's interest, as any security situation in the neighboring country has direct impact on our own security. He said spoilers should not be allowed to exploit any security vacuum in Afghanistan. Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry said Pakistan has been hosting over 3 million Afghan refugees for decades, and now it is not possible to accept any more refugees. He said regional economic activity and connectivity are vital for peace and prosperity of the region, which is directly linked to tranquility in Afghanistan. Replying to a question, he said Pakistan wants to reopen Chaman-Spin border crossing with Afghanistan to facilitate cross-border movement of the people. The Taliban have offered a 3-month ceasefire in Afghanistan in return for the release of 7,000 captured fighters. In an interview, the Afghan government negotiator Nader Naderi termed the proposal as a big demand and said the Taliban also wanted the names of their leaders to be removed from the United Nations blacklist. Meanwhile, the Afghan forces said they recaptured a border crossing with Pakistan that was taken by the Taliban. On the other hand, the Taliban denied having lost control of the border post. This is Radio Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan has rejected the summary of increasing petrol prices by 11.40 rupees per litre and approved a rise of just 5.4 rupees per litre to provide relief to the people. Despite increase in oil prices in the international market, the Prime Minister approved an increase of 2.54 rupees per litre in the prices of diesel, 1.39 rupees per litre in kerosene oil, and 1.27 rupees per litre in light diesel oil. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference has condemned the unabated hike in the killings of the youth at the hands of the occupation forces. In a statement issued in Srinagar, APHC Chief Spokesperson Ghulam Mohammad Nago said Kashmiris had lost tens of thousands of lives and property worth billions to the freedom cause, but India cannot suppress the movement and sentiments by force. The Hurriyat leader Abdus Samad Inkalabi and Jammu and Kashmir National Front also condemned the Indian Army for crushing a woman to death in Bandipora. Meanwhile, an Austrian-based organization, the International Press Institute, has called for immediate release of Kerala journalist Siddiq Kappan, detained on sedition charges. In a statement, a report by the Washington-based International Christian Concern asked the United States to publicly impose measures, economic and visa sanctions on India for its treatment of the minorities. The Non-Aligned Movement's ministerial conference has commended the role of Prime Minister Imran Khan and 4 other leaders for their full support to the Palestine cause. The comprehensive declaration was unanimously adopted at the 2-day conference hosted by Azerbaijan. The Prime Minister's name was mentioned in a political declaration along with those of Saudi King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, the Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan, the Iranian President Hassan Rouhani, and South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, citing the strong backing to the Palestinian struggle for their inalienable rights. The declaration also incorporated Pakistan's position on the right to self-determination, addressing root causes of terrorism, and measures to address the new and emerging threats posed by terrorist attacks on the basis of xenophobia, racism, and other forms of intolerance. In South Africa, the government has decided to deploy 25,000 troops to counter riots sparked by the jailing of former President Jacob Zuma. At least 72 people have been killed and more than 17 arrested during the widespread looting and violence incidents. Cricket. The first T20 international of the 3-match series between Pakistan and England will be played at Nottingham tomorrow. The match will start at 2230 hours Pakistan Standard Time. And finally, the weather. Rain with wind and thunder showers is expected at isolated places in Potokar region, Sindh, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Balochistan and Kashmir during the next 12 hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.